revenge.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to Good Morning La La Land, Dr. Aaron.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jasmine Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Also available on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
And it is hashtag Transformation Tuesday. We're going to talk about how to change your life by changing your environment, because I'm back from Bali.
Welcome back.
And let me tell you, it was a different environment. So many stories to share with you guys. We will save it for
just a little bit like culture shock, doesn't it?
I'll trickle them in over the course of the week. How are you?
We're excited you're back.
I miss you guys so much.
Well, we missed you, and we're so excited to welcome our very special guest. Hello, everyone, back in the studio, and good morning.
Good morning.
We've got Jackie. She is the mother of the Clements crew. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning.
We see you brought a little hope and courage with you today.
I did. Got it everywhere today.
Well, we're so excited to know all about you, your family, and your new collaboration with Nail and Bone. But first, tell us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
That's the problem. I don't really have a morning routine. I'm pretty much rushed every day, so I don't really do much, actually, really. If they're working, it's kind of just, I have a little, throw on a little mascara and get out of the house, pretty much, yeah.
I love it. Well, the no routine is working for you. Bruce Lee used to have a fighting style that he called the way of no way. So apparently the no routine thing, good idea.
It's a routine.
It's working.
Well, thank you for being with us. We have country star Laura Bryna in the house. Sweet Revenge, it tastes so good.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Congratulations on the massive success of your new single. Tell us, how does a musician like you start her day? What's your morning routine?
Well, I have to tell you, I'm a girly girl to the nth degree. I do have a little bit of a morning routine. I got the cream, I got the eye patches, I got the whole nine going on. Plus, I have parrots. So we have our singing routine that we do, and we do our little warm-ups. So
Parrots.
I would have brought the birds. I didn't know we had horses, so we could have brought birds. But yes, that's what I do. And I do love a little bit of whipped cream.
Whipped cream.
Whipped cream.
What's the whipped cream about?
That's a different show.
Parrots and whipped cream, okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I love the blazer, by the way. Beautiful blazer.
Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much for being with us. We have the Energy Muse herself in the house. Good morning, Heather.
Hi, good morning.
So tell us about your morning routine. Are crystals involved?
Absolutely, crystals are always involved. I meditate every single day, and I always hold crystals every day when I meditate. And if it's a really good day, I am waking up with the sunrise to get dopamine in. And I find that it really resets and realigns my mind, body, and spirit so I could take on the day to my highest potential.
Love that. Get the dopamine restart there.
Dopamine.
Very
I
La
love
La
it.
Land.
We need to go with her. Yeah. Move over in your bed. We're going over.
Oh, well, thank you so much. We have got Eat Cute in the house. Why you eat, or what you eat, is everything, isn't it?
Obviously cute things. But yeah, I love eating healthy, and to me that's things that don't come in packages, things that come from the earth. I think we're the same height, but we'll find out later. So for me, my morning routine is so important because hydration, I think, is huge. And I think a lot of us like to reach for our coffee, especially now it's fall and we're like barely, going through our days. So I like to make hydration really fun. So for me, every morning part of my routine is like seeing what's in my fridge that's fresh, like maybe some fresh strawberries, some fresh cucumbers, and blending them with my water every morning and making almost like, it's not like a juice because it has the fiber in there, but it's like this delicious way of having my water every morning. So, and it makes a difference. So you can play and see what's local and what's seasonal and make your own flavored water. Sorry, LaCroix.
That's awesome. There's nothing fresh in my refrigerator, I don't think. I live like hashtag bachelor life, man. It's like the baking soda might be fresh. That's it.
I'd be a latte. That's what I eat.
Totally.
If anyone ever kisses me, I taste like coffee and kale. That's all I got. Well, thank you so much for being with us. We have the multi-talented and multifaceted actress Sherry Belafonte in the house. Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning.
We're so grateful to have you here. You have so many exciting projects happening. And
I do.
From your morning show to our morning show.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
But
unlike all of these ladies, my morning routine, first of all, my morning routine really starts about when I go to bed, which is about 4 a.m. And I also drink martinis, smoke big fatties, you didn't hear. So, and is hydrating. I can't drink water. It actually makes me gag. So I drink champagne and mimosas.
Wow.
That's my routine, and that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
It's so gangster right now.
Welcome back to LA.
I know, man. That's incredible.
Well, thank you. Good morning. We have probably the most gorgeous little ladies in the house, the Clemens twins. Would you take a moment to introduce yourselves and tell us about your morning routine?
I'm Ava. I'm Leah. And usually we just wake up and make our bed, and then we brush our teeth, and then we wash our face.
I love that. Start with a little cleanliness, huh?
Do you have a special trick to make sure it's a very good day? Is there anything you do? It's just
We
always
eat a good breakfast.
okay.
Ah. What kind of breakfast do you eat? Do you eat cereal or
Yes, cereal.
what kind of cereal?
Rice Chex and Cheerios.
Cheerios.
They're
You better
still
sponsor
around.
these two right now.
I know.
You saw it here
Free
on
shout out.
Follow It.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all so much for being with us. We're excited to have this Transformation Tuesday with you later in the show.
Oh my
That
gosh.
beautiful couch of people, huh?
Amazing,
It's
beautiful.
incredible.
So good to be back.
It
you
was.
guys.
It was good to be there though as well, wasn't it?
It was such a great pattern interrupt, you know,
Yeah.
and as we're talking about Transformation Tuesday, I can't believe, I was really like dumbfounded by how the sleeping schedule. So it's 15 hours ahead in Bali. And there's so many stories I have. It's such a beautiful culture. But I thought it was really fascinating that we're 15 hours ahead. So literally it's complete opposite. And I was on the time schedule right away within 24 hours. And when I came back, I'm still off. I literally could barely fall asleep by 1 o'clock in the morning last night, and I want to sleep in the middle of the day. So I've been just thinking, it's been on my mind constantly, like the whole pattern interrupt and doing new habits in 21 days. And I think that's total BS, belief system, because clearly you can change your entire biosystem within 24 hours if you go to a different environment.
Yeah.
So changing your environment is super important.
It is. I know when I moved to Miami and also when I moved to LA, I feel like my whole life changed. You know what I
Really?
mean? And a lot of my habits, the things that were difficult before, some of them are so much, easier, like eating healthy and particularly when there's no fast food around. Or,
that helps.
when you don't have the option, it helps. But yeah, it's true about that. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I did not pattern interrupt. I stayed right here in the county of Los Angeles the entire holiday weekend, and it was fabulous because everybody like Aaron left town. So the city was super quiet, and we really just got to enjoy and take a minute in self-care. But it is so important to really do something different for yourself. Even if you're exploring your own city, having a staycation like I did, change it up. Go somewhere new. Try a different sushi restaurant. Sleep in. Stay up late. Go to the pool.
That's right. Or go to the Mari magazine party, which was amazing. I
Oh,
did that.
yeah?
So I had a patent interrupt. Never go out. But I did go out. I went to the Mari magazine party. It was amazing. It was featuring Rosalind Sanchez. She was on the cover, of course. And it was beautiful. I mean, my gosh, it was one of the most beautiful, epic, just incredible parties I've been to in a while.
It was a night in Ibiza, right?
Yes, exactly. It was all white.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Just gorgeous, yeah. But I'm so glad to be back at the show.
I felt like it was going back to school day today. I had to admit, I think that played
you have the
in-
Sunday scaries?
That played, no, but it played into like not being able to go to sleep last night. I was excited to come back and like see you guys. And I was like, what am I gonna wear? And like all that stuff. And, like going back to, but Bali was amazing, so beautiful, and just sending love over there. Their culture is amazing and very, very different than ours. It's interesting because they have so many rituals. They have so many routines. They eat the same thing. They are, basically have their marriages are, what it's called when you're set up?
Oh,
Arranged.
Arranged marriages,
Yes.
yes. And like everything's completely different in Los Angeles. And so it was really interesting and beautiful to witness their culture. And then there was a lot of chaos. I was on a moped all
Yes.
week long with thousands of motorcycles and mopeds, and it was totally out of my
Did you
comfort zone.
drive?
The whole time.
You drove?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And I wasn't scared at all because their culture just all moves together. It's not like here where people get mad. They would never honk at each other and be mad. It's not part of their culture.
Yeah.
So it was, the whole thing was a complete pattern interrupt, but I totally believe if you want to change something in your life, it all comes to consciousness for sure, but we choose to put ourselves in whatever environment.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a powerful enough consciousness to change your mindset wherever you are, put yourself in a different environment.
I totally agree with you. I love that. One of the other things I've discovered about creating healthier, happier habits is making that small change really small. Like sometimes it's great to do the dramatic thing and the big thing, and sometimes it's just.
I don't do anything small.
No, I know. Well, we love that about you. We love that about you. But I've discovered, for instance, when I was trying to get back to working out, instead of committing to like actually going to the gym and all that. I just said I'll drive to the parking lot, and maybe I won't get out of the car, but that will be my commitment. And of course, once you get to the parking lot, you're not gonna not get out of the car.
But that's a big part of positive psychology, right?
Yes,
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
the little small changes.
Yeah. I love the environmental change. Though. It's huge. Yeah.
I love that.
Don't go anywhere though. We need you for a while.
Well, it's really great to be back, you guys. And I want to give a shout out to everyone that sat in for me, Eden Sassoon and
Courtney Friel and
Terry
Terry
Ivins, and Zulai Hanna.
amazing, you guys. So great. So let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to amazing guests. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm GMLA, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
I'm so excited to be here on the couch with all you amazing people.
Yeah.
I'm just in complete awe. Thank you.
Happy to be here. And for those who don't know what goes on, this is a big old, there's a lot going on here. You do this every day.
Live.
God bless you guys. I mean, people, there's a lot going on.
Thank you for having me. This is an awesome studio.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, you
I feel that actually. I can feel that.
How exciting Motivation Monday. And the guests this morning have been incredible.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you.
And we have Rachel Boston, who is in The Last Bridesmaid on Hallmark. It actually is dropping tomorrow, the 22nd, right?
It is. Tomorrow night's our premiere.
Woo!
Congratulations! I'm so excited to welcome Jason and Ashley Waller to the show. Congratulations on the new beginnings. We're so excited for the premiere on MTV tonight.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you.
The book is actually being shipped out today. It published this week.
Wow, congratulations.
You guys are
Super
the
cool.
first show that I've actually done talking about the book.
I think this is my first time my book's been up on TV. This is awesome.
Our friends at Universal Pictures have a special delivery for us this morning from a tethered himself.
Ooh.
Have you seen the film Us by Academy Award
my
winner
gosh.
Jordan Peele?
You know, I'm sitting here next to you guys, and it's just like, this is a powerful moment for me. Like, you know, I'm humbled by it, because it's like I'm sharing this movie with you guys, and you know, it's moving for me.
What are you most grateful for today?
I am so grateful to be here and to have the opportunity to be with all these wonderful, badass boss babes and with all of you. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to share the positive messages out in the world, because I think the world really needs it right now.
What we've done and thanking me for the contribution we're making to their lives.
Oh,
And I thought,
nice. That's
this
great.
is what my purpose is. This is why I was born. Now,
Show it off.
Camera.
up to you to choose the winner. Is it Annie? Is it Haley?
That's why I like this show. You know, years ago I did the Dinah Show, which is Dinah Shore, and it was a daytime show. And it was kind of like this. And it was just like very up, and it was all positive stuff. They didn't bring negative stuff to the audience. And that's why I feel with this show. It's very relaxed. You know, it's very professional, but it's quite a bit of fun.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch. Binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch.
You can binge watch and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
First TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
Entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you. Anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning Lawland. I am so incredibly honored to welcome the iconic Sherry Belafonte to the show. Thank you so much,
Yes.
both, Sherry.
My pleasure for getting here.
What an incredible career you've had. Tell us a little bit about your journey to getting here.
Well, I'll be 65 in September, so there's been a lot of roads.
Happy early
Just a few, just I had to take to get here because it took me about 2 hours to get here. But let's see, I started in hotel, which is probably the most iconic or most known, but everybody that's under 30 years old probably doesn't even know what that is. Then I started in a show in Canada called Beyond Reality. Then, there was a lull in the activity. I've done acting. I've been behind the cameras just as much as I've been in front of the camera because I actually started, got my degree in production behind the camera. I was always supposed to be a director, I thought. And then ended up in front of the camera, started making money, and I went, oh, well, this is kind of good too. I'm going to hang here until, and then now we've got a few shows in development. I did a great little thing with Stacey Blanchet, who did she was supposed to do an interview with me and then called me about a month later and said, I'm going to turn this into a documentary. And I went, a documentary? I went, wow, what have I done that deserves a documentary?
Well, let's take a look. We have a clip.
You all know who your dad is, Harry Belafonte. I know him really from the civil rights movement.
Martin Luther King and Harry were best friends. So certainly when I was at Dad's apartment in New York, and if Martin was there, he was Uncle Martin. Richard Avedon picked me out of a group of people to be one of the Calvin Klein girls. I actually had the editor of Vogue tell me the reason why I was getting another cover. She said, because you don't look black. When you're on a hit show like Hotel, you knew we were going to work for 4 or 5 years. For General Hospital, they shoot between 85 and 110 pages a day.
That woman made a mockery of me, of my office, and of this city.
You get sometimes caught. I'm not young anymore. If I had just really stayed focused and picked up more behind the camera training, I would probably be better positioned today doing directing. You rarely get the kind of money behind projects that have women of color or women that are involved behind the camera than you do men. And that's the story of my life.
Amazing. What I think is interesting about your life is you've got this total artist in your family, and then you have a psychologist.
My mom was a child psychologist and family therapist. She was also on the White House Commission for Native American Affairs and Aging in Youth because she was Native American. She was Haudenosaunee. She died quite a few years ago, but she always was very focused about the business life. Harry was always focused about the entertainment industry, and I was caught in the middle. I had a great stepfather who was a doctor, so when I was very young, I sort of thought, I'm going to be a vet when I grow up. And ultimately, when they said, well, you have to stay in school another 7 or 8 years, I was like, well, maybe not that. And then, and the idea that I was going to lose animal, because my stepfather said, well, you'll lose them. I said, no, I'll make them all better. And he said, no, you're going to have to lose some. So I went, I don't want to do that.
And I have to say that you've been in my life also from Slim Fast.
Oh my God. Like I said, that's an acid flashback.
You've been like on covers.
Slim doesn't really fit my lifestyle at all right now. But yeah, I did a lot of commercials.
Amazing.
I did quite a few magazine covers. I did some modeling, but I'm only 5'4", so I didn't do the runway and all of that stuff. But I actually am developing a project right now with Condé Nast that hopefully will, doesn't bring me back as a model, but we start talking about models. And yeah, I've been very busy. I'm also now, I tell her, because people say, so you're starring with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon and Steve Carell. I'm going, no, I'm number 31 on the call sheet. I'm not exactly starring with them. And they go, well, what do you do? And I go, well, I run the show. But the reality is I'm the stage manager of the show, of the morning show, which is the show within the show. And then,
so tell us about.
Of course, that's on Apple.
There's not much I can say because it's going to come on. It's on Apple TV. It's going to launch. It's their, it's their flagship show. It's going to launch, I guess, sometime in October, November. And Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon, and Steve Carell are the nicest people in the world. That's all I can say. That that they're really sweet. It's a daytime talk show. It's you guys know what that's about.
Yes.
Basically, it's about this. And it's got a wonderful backup cast. Nestor Carbonell is in there, Gugu Mbatha-Raw is in there, Belle Polly's in there, Billy Crudup is in there, Mark Duplass is in there. So that's why, as you start hearing all those stars' names, that's why I want Sherry's down here.
So you have lived a life, the life of rich and famous and everything else. What's the takeaway? What's the takeaway from all this? We want to know.
You gotta live your life. You have to be true to yourself and be. I think because I've never done all the other kind of Hollywood stuff. I think primarily because I always thought I was supposed to be behind the camera. I didn't have that. That actors had to be, to do everything that they needed to do to make sure that job happened to me. It was, if it comes, it comes. And so for a long time, it didn't work. I probably should have focused on doing that. But
do
no,
you
I
think your
you gotta
lack
be
of
honest with
resistance and neediness and desperation around making it happen and forcing it to happen was actually a strength of yours?
I think, you know, I think you're onto something, because when Hotel came up for me, which was a big show, I dug in my heels and I said, no, I'm not doing that show. They said, because it was supposed to be one day. I was going to fly up to San Francisco, do this one day for this one part. And I went, no, it's Friday. I don't want to go audition for this.
I have to go to the pool.
Yeah, exactly. So, and by the way, I wasn't well known. Again, my headset was, I'm going to be a producer. I'm going to be a director. It's like, what is this? Ultimately ended up being 5 years. Great cast and crew that was on there. And then same thing happened for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And I've always been lucky in that, even though there was many days and years in between before I would get some acting jobs, I was happy to be in the entertainment industry, just to be able to be a writer, be a director, do it all.
How'd you get through the low periods or the quiet periods? I think that's the toughest thing in LA, is when things aren't happening and you're sitting there waiting for the phone to ring.
It does get depressing, but then that's when I was started in my arts and crafts. I was a photographer when I was very, very young. My grandmother gave me a camera when I was 4 years old. So I always started building this photography thing. I ended up having gallery shows. I started writing a book that's locked in a computer. I can't get it out, but it's
in there.
Yeah. It's like, where are those geek boys when you need them? But I think it was being artsy craftsy and sort of keeping my mind. I do tie-dye, I do a lot of other things, and writing was a really good sort of outlet for me. Because when the Me Too movements came out, and I fell right into that, in that I didn't talk about it because back in those days, the only networks that you could work on were ABC, CBS, and NBC. Fox didn't even really exist as anything other than a Metro Media station that was local. And there were times that I did get into arguments with producers, and the casting couch thing did, sort of creep into my space. And I would say the F word and go, not gonna happen, not interested. And ended up getting labeled as being difficult to work with and all those things.
Wow.
So while other people have had other stories to tell about Me Too, my Me Too stories went a different direction, because basically it was like, it's not gonna be Me Too.
Yeah.
Wow. But then ultimately, like I said, I didn't end up getting gigs that were supposed to be mine.
Yeah.
But you never know.
You clearly made an incredible mark as an artist in Hollywood. What other advice would you give to women who are trying to navigate this and navigate it in a way where it doesn't become Me Too?
I think that you have to stay true to yourself and, dig in your heels. It's hard to say, because I know everybody wants to move forward and get ahead, and they're thinking, oh my God, do I have to make this decision against that decision, and do I have to sleep with that guy or that girl? Or, you have to be true to yourself and realize at the end of the day, you've got to wake up and be happy and continue your life. So if it's something that you want to do and sleep with them, then have at it. Don't be put off by it if that's what you want to do. But make sure you're doing it for yourself and for your family and your friends, and not for some lame ass reason that.
The advice is sleep with whoever you want.
Sleep with whoever.
That's the takeaway.
We've also
Go home, smoke a big fatty, drink a mimosa, and call it a day.
Do you, Boo?
We've had an interesting conversation with your husband, Sam, about ageism in
Right, sure.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
How has that affected you, and how are you navigating that?
Well, it's interesting because
First of all, you look like you have an age, so that probably helps.
Yeah, right. Well, I have, but I mean, as a matter, I was sitting here going, "Oh my God, where did those come from?" But age. It's hard, because we do live in a society, especially in the entertainment industry, where ageism is a factor. But ageism's a factor in everything, and you just have to, like I said, it sounds so. Like I'm saying it over and over again, you have to be true to yourself. It's whatever's going to make you happy at the end of the day. So if drinking a lot of water and hydrating is a good thing for you, and putting on Nivea or anything that's going to save the face that makes you feel like it's going to help your day the next day, then do that. But don't live by anybody else's rules. I certainly don't. Sam and I have been married 30 years.
Wow, congratulations.
And we've supported each other. We've had each other's backs. We run lines with each other, or he's now getting into drone operating and shooting real estate. And, because I'm a photographer, I'll come in and give my eye or lend my services in any way that we can. So it's always, you got to marry your best friend. That's what you ultimately have to do.
Love it. Such great advice.
I think that's
well, obviously they know where to find you, but let people know where they can find you on social media and everything, your personal journey.
Oh my! Well, I'm on Facebook, Sherry Belafonte on Facebook. I'm at the Twitter. I've got I've got Instagram.
I've got the Twitter.
Sherry Belafonte. I got the Twitter. I got the Instagram. I got the. And just call Stacey Blanchet because she knows how to find me.
Well, and we'll find you soon on Apple TV on your morning show.
You'll see me on my morning.
Congratulations.
Show. The morning show that I am just a small part of, but very
We
excited
look
to be a
forward to
part
that.
of it.
Thank you, Sherry.
Stay tuned.
Thanks
We'll
so
be
much,
right back.
guys.
I'm Jasmine Moyeg, host of Good Morning La La Land on EverTalk TV. As a little girl with big dreams, I couldn't stop talking. I turned that into a career at premieres, at red carpets, and even a talk show. And recently, I had my aha moment. I was hosting a live event. A woman who represented a national cancer support community gently pulled me aside from the glitz and the glam, and she thanked me for mentioning their program on my show. Because of those few words that I had spoke on air earlier that week, one of our viewers battling cancer reached out and got the financial and emotional support she so desperately needed. I'm so grateful to have experienced that moment, a moment that truly reflects how much conversation and community matters. We need more of what matters. It is my passion and purpose to create content and lead a conversation that will ignite the light in my community and empower them to live their best lives, starting today. I'm Jasmine Moyeg, and I'm a host on EverTalk TV.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La on Transformation Tuesday. Nothing better than transforming our life from some good wellness and food we eat, right? So Alexandra Catalano is in the house. She's a wellness expert, TEDx, your farm to table. That's a big buzz thing in Los Angeles now.
Isn't it? I know.
So for people who don't know, what does farm to table mean?
To me, it's really simple. It's something that you're getting from the farm, and it's going from the ground. It's something that we grew, and it's on the table now.
But most of us think that that's everything we eat,
Right.
right? There's just an assumption that, well, it came from the farm originally, didn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
But to me, if it's in a package, like
not
so much. Like you want to eat something that if you were to drop it on the ground, it would grow. Not mold. Like grow into a plant. Yeah.
Important.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your journey. How did you get here?
Yeah, okay, so this is so Italian. I was going to college to study opera singing, which was awesome. I was going to USC and I was pursuing that, and now I just do karaoke with it, which is great because $60,000 to be really good at it. But I was going to school and I found when I was in college, I started to eat like everybody else, and it really took a toll on me. I was losing my voice, I wasn't feeling good, I wasn't, I was drinking and partying and doing all that. When I say drinking, I had probably one glass of wine. I'm 4'11", but it was a lot. But anyway, I really didn't understand the connection between what I ate and how I felt. And I went, like a young woman, to magazines and celebrities to try to figure out how to be healthy. And it really failed me because I thought there was something wrong with me because I'm like, well, Cameron Diaz eats this way, so why aren't I getting the results? And so I started reading a lot of books on nutrition, and then I fell in love and I went to nutrition school at Integrative Nutrition, like many of us did, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and it became my life, and now I travel to colleges all over the country and teach people how to eat healthy.
It's a big thing. I mean, I had an eating disorder when I was young, and I think it's a hard time discovering how do we eat, how do we manage this, and whatever. And you gave a TED Talk, is that correct?
I did, a TEDx.
So tell us, what's the difference between TEDx and TED? Is there a difference?
Yes, well, TEDx are independently run, and they're all over, and
Okay.
yeah. But it was really cool. I gave 2 of them, which was awesome. And to me, the big thing I think, and I think we'll agree with this because we live in LA, we think that if we can't go to a fancy juice, we can't go to Beaming, so we can't be healthy.
Yeah, $14 later for juice. Yeah.
To me, that's the biggest thing, and that's why I love lecturing to college students, because I think everyone thinks that health has to be expensive. And for me, it's like, drink some water. Eat that cucumber. Like, it doesn't have to be crazy. And so I really like teaching people that there's really simple and affordable ways to be healthy and make it more accessible to everybody.
Wow, I love that. There's an expression, a quote I read somewhere. It said something like, if you think it's expensive to be healthy, try being sick, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's a great point, and it's not expensive as nearly as expensive as we think to be healthy or to eat healthy.
Yeah, and the other thing I hear a lot is like, well, I'm too busy. And I'm like, well, how long were you on Instagram last night? You know what I mean? Like, there's always time, and there's always ways to kind of recalibrate everything so we're just being more efficient and really using everything that we have.
So who should be somebody who would go to a nutritionist? Because I've had this conversation with a lot of my friends or even with my mother. They say, I don't need a nutritionist.
Right. So I think that's really, to me, you really have to want to do that, because I've had people that have dragged their kids to me and the kids are just like, no, like it's bad. But I think, for me, it's somebody, if you're feeling like you're tired all the time, you don't feel energized, you feel bloated after every meal, and you have tried different things and nothing's working, I think that's a really great opportunity to maybe talk to somebody. Because a lot of times we don't realize, it's really funny, I talk to a lot of people and they're like, well, I eat healthy, and then we start unpacking things. Well, I have a little taste of this and a little of that and it adds up,
Yeah.
So
You're making me feel really guilty.
I'm talking directly to you. They've called me.
Yeah. Some of us.
Well, so how do people work with you? Do they work with you one-on-one? Do you have a group thing?
It really varies, and that's why I love my job so much. So for me, my favorite thing to do is I love to travel and go speak to big groups. Maybe because I'm Italian, I just want to everyone
Love on
must
people.
listen. Yeah, I'll always try. I should work that in. Make that count. So I like doing that, and then I work virtually, so I can work with people all over, which is really cool.
You mentioned being Italian, and so many people, especially in Los Angeles, discriminate against carbs. Do you have a tip or a trick that we can really embrace our favorite Italian recipes and not feel guilty about it?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It really depends upon you. Like, look, I hear this a lot, and I've experienced this. When you go to Europe and you have the bread or you have the pasta, you're like, I don't want to keel over and die. It's the way we do grains in this country. We spray a lot of things. The culture there is they go to the supermarket every day and they shop, and things are local. A lot of times we're getting things that are from far away. So for me, how do I make pasta that, okay, so yeah, I'm Italian. I personally don't eat grains. Do I think they're bad? No. But the way I eat them is I love a brand that's made with cauliflower, and to me it tastes exactly the same. I know that sounds crazy, but it does. Or I make zucchini noodles and things like that. But for me, ultimately, I think this is really important. If we want to eat healthy, how do we find the things that we love, Italian food, everybody, and make a healthier version of it? Because ultimately, when you eat something, you want to feel really good after you have it. And if you're not, then we got to play with it a little bit. But yeah, I think, if you're going to have pasta, have the best, is it a whole grain, If you're going to have meat, have the highest quality. Vegetables, the best, something locally grown ideally. So yeah, just high quality, I think, is the number one thing.
Eat cute.
Eat
Bottom
cute.
line.
Yeah.
So please, Alexandra, tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at eatcute or my website, alexandracatalano.com, because that is my name.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more. Good morning, Lala. It is hashtag National Sour Candy Day. We want to thank our special friends from Pucker Powder for treating us today.
Hey, what is this? What is? I don't know. It's like a. Leave
it to the DIY experts.
It's a sugar hookah. This looks like what I would fill up my car with, the tires. The air thing.
For those of you watching who haven't met Tanya Memi, she is an Emmy-nominated host.
Oh my God, you're so.
Southwest House, Homer Colton family. She's a DIY expert, and she's always up for a challenge. So why not give her this sour? Here we go, Tanya.
Oh, come on. Shut up.
Woo! Oh my gosh! Oh my
gosh! Come on.
She's up for it.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning, Lala. Nothing better than transforming your life by some sweet revenge. Just saying.
Amen to
that. Laura
Say.
Bryna is in the house, recording artist extraordinaire.
Thank you.
You're an author. You do so many things. You do TV, host radio, talk show, and what else do you do?
We get around.
Yes.
Yes.
We get around.
Well, and you also got to the top of the Billboard dance charts. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us about
So
the single.
we can dance.
What was the inspiration behind it?
So having.
Or who?
Exactly.
Well, we've all had a little situation. What do they say? It's you get over somebody else when you get over. I don't know. It's a morning show. But no, you know, it was like, here I am coming from country music, which I'm a big fan of music in general, and I love any kind of different style of music. I think that's what makes us ourselves.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, what do I want to say next? What does Laura Bryna want to say? And you know, the first record, there's a lot of pressure, but then you come with the second one, you're like, and?
Yeah.
So it's now, okay, we needed to say something, and it's got a little bit of the sass, the attitude, and we're pushing the edge a little bit more, a little pop rockish, little tinge of country still, but we got our blues and a little jazzy, fun flavor in there.
What do you do with that? We're looking at it right now.
It looks
right?
fun.
So I have heard
Throwing
that.
out and stuff, you know.
I've heard that over and over, that second records are challenging sometimes.
It is,
that
yeah.
there's always like some jinx to it, whatever. How did you find that motivation to go, okay?
Well, you know, I think it was really finding a great producer. And I've worked with so many wonderful producers, Peter Asher, Larry Klein, to many people in country who have been great too. So it just was, we were looking for that special person. And Damon Sharp has been so amazing, a great songwriter.
Grammy Award winner.
Grammy Award winning producer. He's also been an artist himself. So he really understands the whole process of what it's like to come out and do your second record. But he really took me and enhanced me, made me really, okay, Laura, you know what? I'm going to push you. I'm going to push you some more. And make it real current and fun and fresh. And I didn't really know about the dance charts either. I mean, I'm somebody that loves to go dancing and whatnot, but then I'm like, he's like, no, we're going to remix it, do a little more fun stuff with it, and let's do a little dance thing. And I'm like that. Okay.
One of the things I really appreciate about you as an artist is that you have a mission. You've used your voice to speak to things you're very, very passionate about.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about that and what your journey was to finding your voice and being able to share that.
Well, you know, I'm very blessed to do what I love to do. And I am one who loves the military. I love the men and women who serve our country, who have served and continue to serve. I love everything they stand for, and it's not just the men and women who serve, it's the families that serve too. And all of us know somebody who's been in the military. They give their time away from their families, and they love their country. And they love their country, they love the people that they protect and serve, and they give their time away from their families so we can be with ours and be able to be here this morning and live our dreams. And I also am a big fan of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's actually really how it all started for me, was I go out and I grant wishes for the children. I've done stuffed envelopes, I've made phone calls, and I've actually gone out and met with the families and made those dreams happen. So,
how's that transformed your life, being able to really make someone's wish come true?
You know, well, without tearing up about it, it's really a wonderful experience to see a child smile and say, I want to go to Disney World, or I want to go meet Mickey Mouse, or I want to meet Dolly Parton, whatever it may be. To see a child smile and get excited, and they have no tomorrow they're going to have chemo, and they just have, I can't wait, I'm so excited. No inhibitions.
Wow. Have you always been so, like, I mean, you're first of all, you're so petite. It's like, I don't know if you can see it on camera. She's so small. Like, have you always just been this, like a spitfire? Were you always like this? Always?
Yes, I did get in a lot of trouble with my parents. They always said, Laura, you have such a big mouth. And of course I'd go, off to your room. But yeah, and I don't drink coffee, so my parents have always said, please don't do that. Please spare us. We would rather you not.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, no, I love life. I'm excited to be able to do what I do and make people smile and touch people's hearts and what better way? And dance.
And have some sweet revenge.
And sweet revenge.
Well, please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
Well, you can follow me on Facebook, Laura Bryna, Instagram, website, YouTube, all Laura Bryna, Twitter, Insta-tweet, whatever, all of the above.
The Insta-tweet.
Insta-tweet.
Remember that.
You can steal it. You can steal it.
Well, thanks so much for
Thank you for having me.
all your
Thank you
art.
so much.
Stay tuned.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm Jez Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming Talk Show Network.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch. Binge watch. You can binge watch. Please binge watch.
You can binge watch and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye. That will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. Crystals are transforming our lives. Heather Espinosi is with us. She is the founder of Energy Muse. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about how we can use crystals to help break our eliminate electromagnetic fields.
Yes. So a lot of people are becoming more EMF sensitive, and EMFs are those electromagnetic frequencies that that come off our phones, microwaves, our routers at home.
We live in Wi-Fi.
We live in Wi-Fi, and what's happening more and more is people are having problems sleeping, or there's a lot of maybe feeling depressed after they've been in a room all day that has all these EMFs, which is part of our world. But the question now is, how can we neutralize this? How can we have a barrier between us and these frequencies without actually unplugging them all? And although many people are saying and noticing that if you are having trouble sleeping, take a look and see what's in your bedroom. Is there a television? Is your computer? Is there this and that? And what people are finding is the more that they remove these items from the bedroom, they're sleeping better. Because at the end of the day, if we don't get good sleep, then really nothing else matters.
But if we're not in a position to remove all of them, how can we add crystals?
Okay, so so that's where I find Energy Muse has been around for about 18 years, but I've been studying crystals for 27. Before crystals actually were a conversation that we could talk about here. It was always had this kind of very woo-woo, magical energy to it. But there's a lot of science in some of the crystals that I think are very interesting. And one of the crystals, or a stone, is called shungite. And it comes in only one place in the world, and it's Russia. And it's almost 100% carbon. And so there's a very interesting,
right here?
Okay,
very the black stone.
Interesting molecular structure. And if we had a lot of time, we could go into about the hour about the science about it. But what people are finding, and we've been working with this for about 5 years now, is that if you put shungite between you and a device, such as a computer or on a cell phone or on a laptop, it helps to minimize the EMFs. I'm not saying that it's a complete shield, but more and more people are starting to look into this, and science is looking into this, well, I wish more people in science would look into it, but they are starting to find we need to do some other things to neutralize these things. So one of the really great ways, this is my daughter's cell phone case. So we put a shungite on top of the phone to help to minimize. So these are things that you could stick right on your phone. I like to wear a bracelet that has shungite in it because I'm on the computer and on my laptops all day. So the more that you start becoming more EMF sensitive, and especially in Los Angeles with the 5G, and if you guys don't know about 5G,
it's scary.
Once with all of this stuff, please educate yourself. And it's not like fear tactics, but you know what? We have to educate ourselves because the towers that are going up around here in New York City, it's more
serious.
It is serious. Okay.
What are some of the signs that we could be experiencing symptoms of kind of being overstimulated by electromagnetic?
I don't know what.
Yeah.
So many things.
Trouble
Yeah.
sleeping is one. We
Trouble
mentioned
sleep,
that.
irritability, being completely stressed out. If you look at a lot of the kids nowadays in schools, everyone's stressed out, and there's this kind of frenetic energy, and it's almost as if you can't unwind and you can't get off this treadmill where your mind, and how do you get off your day?
ADD feeling.
I mean, I think that we'll find more in the future. Hopefully more people will be looking at this, but I do know that I've been talking to a lot of people that were in, Verizon, AT&T. I've talked to a lot of these people, and please educate yourself about this stuff, because it is for real. This is impacting our planet, and it's going to become more and more. So what do we do to remedy and to heal? So I mentioned at the beginning what is one of my morning routines. Well, what do you do if you want to get back in sync? Wake up with the sunrise and watch the sunset when it goes down, because that doesn't cost a thing, but what it does is it recalibrates your body and helps you bring more dopamine into your system, and that helps you feel better and have that feel good. And when we wake up and we have this energy field where we're feeling better, it makes a difference on our day.
Was there something for you personally? Because what we found, especially on the show, is that people generally teach what they had struggles in.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you have struggles in this personally years back, energetically or spiritually?
I think that I'm a researcher, and I am one of these, I probably am the biggest skeptic out there. I'm one of these people that I will try things, but we live in a busy world. I have a business, I'm married, I've got kids, there's a lot going on. And I have to feel good, and I want my energy to be at peak performance. And I have noticed with my kids and with being around and myself that when I'm around a lot of EMFs, and I don't have, whether it's nutrition or good sleep or whatever, I'm not working at my optimum performance mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And then who really cares?
And then what? Yeah.
Who cares? So for me, crystals, and been doing this for 27 years now, there is something into the energy of the earth, which is why every ancient civilization since the beginning of time have used this, I call it technology, to work with. If you look back in history, you will always find crystals.
Right. I mean, you could just go for a walk barefoot on the beach.
100%.
It's one of the greatest ways to just recharge from the EMFs and stuff
and
like
also
that.
the silicon in the sand. But yes,
Yeah, so
100%.
good. I love your work.
Thank you for
Amazing.
sharing your
Thank you, you guys. Thank
So
you.
we want to also make sure that you know that this book is out also.
Yes,
They can
this
get
is
book.
the first book. I have a new book coming out in November, which is called Crystal 365, and it basically teaches you how to work with crystals in 3 minutes or less, taking the overwhelm out of it, and because everyone wants results. What can I do now to start tapping into something within myself to have a better life? And so that's coming out in November.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
We are on all social media outlets at Energy Muse.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
How we do it. This is how we do it.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm Jez Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
We all crave connection.
I'm a big fan of videoing a podcast.
The impact that I'm having people on a podcast is I'm having more impact on those people than I ever did in news.
We want to be heard, but we also need to listen.
Podcasts. I understand they are red hot.
It's actually remarkable how scary to me podcasting is. Everybody should have a podcast.
I really wondered why. I mean, we've been doing this for 12 years. Nobody has done this in other arenas.
We have to change the conversation to happiness over financial success. It was like, we have to. We have to.
Honestly, it was meeting new people who had already heard about what we have done and thanking me for the contribution we're making to their lives.
Oh,
and I thought,
nice. That's
this
great.
is what my purpose is. This is why I was born.
Yeah.
I think this is my first time my book's been up on TV. This is awesome.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch. Binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch.
You can binge watch and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you. Anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. This group of lovely ladies is bringing us extra hope and courage this morning. Clemens crew, thank you so much for being with us, ladies.
Thank you for inviting us.
So tell us about Hope and Courage and your collaboration with Nail and Bone.
Well, we did this collab because our cousin has SMA. It's spinal muscular atrophy. It's where your muscles don't work. And we wanted to help people that have this cause.
Oh, you two are, I mean, huge influencers online, and it's really inspiring to see you use it for good, you know? So is this your mom's idea to use it for good? How do you guys get inspired to get involved? How do you choose which areas to promote in life? Obviously, because it comes from the family, but how else?
Well, some like California and New Jersey do not tell, like when your baby's born, they don't tell if they have it.
They don't do the testing.
Yeah.
They don't offer genetic testing. So the thing with this whole spinal muscular atrophy is that it can actually be, the disease itself can't be prevented, but it can, if you genetically test, it can be halted. So he was totally fine when he was born, my nephew and their cousin. And then at 6 months, they started noticing all his muscle function was deteriorating.
And that's shame right there, isn't it?
Yeah. And so if New Jersey would have tested, I think New York or Pennsylvania, one of those states does, he could have been fine. They could have halted it. And so unfortunately, not every state does. And so we're trying to raise awareness so that all states will test for this type of thing.
Wait, how do they halt it? This is something I've never heard before.
So when he was born, they have this, and this is a brand new drug. They had this drug, it's called Spinraza, and it was recently, I think maybe a year ago, brought in and FDA approved. And so every 4 months of his life, he was going to get a shot to halt the disease. I think it puts some type of protein in your body that you're lacking. He was actually just approved and got this $2 million shot. I think it's the most expensive drug on the entire market. But he got it, and he was one of the first kids ever to get it. And again, it doesn't cure the disease, it halts it. So like a lot of kids at some point, they have breathing tubes, they can't walk. Unfortunately, at this point, he can't walk. But he's doing a lot of physical therapy to hopefully get him, back there if he can one day.
Well, and he has extra hope and courage. Who's wearing hope?
Me.
Let me see. Spirit fingers. Who's wearing courage?
I'm wearing a combo.
What gives you hope and courage?
Well, we're never gonna give up hope.
Never.
And courage is to keep fighting.
Yeah.
Like he does.
Yeah, he's pretty inspiring, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He's the cutest little kid ever.
Oh.
He kisses with his mouth open.
Does he?
That's adorable. So, what do you two love most about what you do?
It's really fun because we get to meet new people, and we got to try on clothes.
Yeah.
Anybody special you've met lately that has been a ton of fun, you've been super inspired by?
Who have we met lately? We met Kelly Clarkson.
Ah.
And Pitbull.
And Pitbull.
Pitbull.
Oh.
Pitbull's like surprisingly polite, isn't he?
Yeah.
They're
Really nice
both
guy.
so nice.
Yeah, they're both amazing.
So, Mom, tell me, was this planned out to have your two girls
No.
be huge influencers?
Not at
How did
all.
this come about?
It's crazy. So when I had them, everyone was like, you need to get them because they're twins. I guess it's a big thing in LA. I'm from New Jersey, so they were like, you should get them into acting when they're babies. And I tried it for like 6 months, and it was horrible. I had a 2-year-old newborn twins, and it was just a nightmare. So I stopped. And then actually, it wasn't until they turned 7 2 years ago that they actually decided they wanted to do it themselves. But I never even used Instagram before this. So I had.
Wait. 2 years ago now you have millions of followers.
It's incredible.
It's
How
crazy.
Did that happen?
We don't know.
I don't know.
Completely unplanned. We have no idea. It's crazy. But it all kind of worked out, and they're loving what they do, and we're having fun.
And you're making a difference in the world.
And that's the most important thing. I mean, to use the platform they've created to help other people.
It's great,
Yeah.
guys. So wonderful.
So what are you most excited about right now?
Well, selling our nail polish.
It's all for charity, though. It's not. We're not selling. I mean,
Yeah.
we're selling it, but it's
Yeah.
all for
Yeah.
charity.
Yeah.
But no, what are you most excited? They just signed a
Yeah,
really cool deal with
American Girl, and we love American Girl.
I bet you do.
Which
I
one's
do
your
too.
favorite?
I don't know. There's so many.
So many, right?
Yeah.
I was a big Samantha fan.
I have Samantha.
She gave it to us. And
I gave it to them.
And we got 6 for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
And now we have 15.
You have a very smart and beautiful mother. What lessons have you learned from her? She's probably a good teacher, isn't she?
Come on, guys, really?
Well, she's very nice.
Yeah, she's very nice.
Thanks.
Don't be a bad kid.
Don't be a bad kid. That's an important one. I feel like you guys are pretty good
Be
kids,
respectful.
Yeah.
Be gracious.
And
Yeah.
And you have a brother, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, we want to give a shout out to the brother.
Yes, well, it's crazy. This episode is amazing because we are obsessed with crystals. We love country music and we eat healthy. So it's like, it couldn't have been better, actually. And he's a huge crystal fanatic, so he would have probably loved this. But he does it too, actually.
Well, we're sending love and knowing, perfection in all areas of life, and that we also get the choice to make a difference. So thank you guys so much.
Of course, thanks for having us.
Yeah, please tell everyone where they can find and follow your journey on Instagram and get your new nail polish.
So Nail and Bone is for the nail polish, and then any social media outlet.
Instagram,
the Clemens Twins, or
YouTube,
Clemens Twins.
and TikTok. And it's all Clemens Twins.
Nice. Love it.
Very well done.
Awesome.
We'll be right back. Sherry Belafonte is going to join us and give us a little advice on navigating Hollywood. Stay tuned. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. In a digital media world filled with incredible podcasts that are the evolution of radio, EverTalk is bringing this audio experience to television. I'm Jezza Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network. EverTalk is an entertainment and lifestyle platform that illuminates consciousness and showcases inspiring stories that offer insight, inspiration, and thought-provoking conversations on positivity, wellness, insta-fame, and empowerment, all while celebrating the trials and triumphs of those who are igniting a positive change in the world. These curated talk shows are hosted by passionate, talented personalities who themselves have been inspired by others to give back through their on-air efforts and create a community to helping our viewers live the life they truly deserve. New binge-worthy content is added daily, and our EverTalk algorithms are designed to give our subscribers the programming they really desire. These shows are streamed in high definition and are available online and across all major video platforms, including Apple TV and Roku. EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
To Good Morning La La Land.
Yes.
I
I know, you weren't supposed to do it so well. I told you, I want to keep my job. Still, so cute. Oh my gosh.
So adorable.
So Sherry, you've clearly learned a lot of lessons here in Hollywood. And you
I'm
have
still
to-
learning lessons.
So what advice could you share with these young women
All the things that everybody else said other than what I said. Drink water, get plenty of sleep, eat your vegetables, have a good time with life, and definitely get your nails done.
Yes.
Getting nails done, and mani-pedis always help.
My mom said, no matter what your budget, you always have room for a mani and pedi.
I think that's true. So, all those things.
And use
And
nail
good
and bone, socially conscious polish.
Absolutely.
Yes, vegan, yeah, so amazing, cruelty free.
And have a puppy.
A puppy?
We have two.
We do not.
Perfect.
What kind of
So,
puppies?
on Transformation Tuesday, I'm wondering, Sherry, what's been the biggest transformation in your life?
The biggest, oh God, I'm still going through it. Accepting myself for who I am. You know, I've always done that though, that's the thing. You know, I always hear people talk about accepting themselves and all that, and I always have. So I think it sounds kind of snotty.
Well, there's deeper levels to it though too, right? Because when you finally get to a place where you're accepting yourself, you realize the whole time you've still been changing, right?
There's always changes. Yeah, there's always lots and lots of changes, and be prepared for them. You know, and don't be afraid of them. And definitely reinvent yourself whenever you feel like it's time to reinvent yourself.
So how do you girls do that? Online, it's easy to get caught up in looking at other people's things and looking and thinking you should look like somebody else. How do you make sure that you just stay true to what works for yourself?
They don't really
we don't
go
really
on
look
there
on
that
Instagram.
much.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
no. I kind of no, but it's great because sometimes if we see any comments, and sometimes I share the comments with them, but we just laugh at it because sometimes people are just not in a great mood. So
It's true. People are jealous.
Yeah, it is what it is.
A lot of people are jealous.
Yeah.
So just don't listen to anybody else.
No.
Take the best, leave the rest.
Yes, exactly.
Love that.
We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of today's interviews are available as podcasts on iTunes, and the whole show is streaming on EverTalk TV, available on Apple TV and Roku.
That's right, we're waking up the world together, you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful Transformation Tuesday.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.
Absolutely.